Entering the beautiful home of Steve Acunto, who's sitting, lounging on this couch right here. Hello, Steve. How are you?
You came in. Did I leave the door open?
We have a staged entrance here. What a beautiful home.
Well, Frank, it's my family's home. My mother and father, and then every member of the family has resided here at one time or another, including some of their spouses.
Really?
Now you see, it has a lot of historical value, importance.
I love these bay windows here.
Yeah.
And, oh, what is this, an extra, like a sun porch out here?
Yeah, that's a sun porch. And you can open that, Frank.
Look at that.
Why did you sit out there? Whatever.
Boy, they knew how to make these older homes, right?
They sure did.
Beautiful. Sun porch.
They have to learn how to maintain it.
Yeah.
But it is very large. I've said it over I've sentimental about the old house. So.
You know, these inlaid floors are just unreal.
They don't make these anymore.
They don't.
Woodwork.
Like that.
Incredible.
Really beautiful.
Yeah,
and these doors come open.
Yeah. See Mercury behind me? Mercury?
Yeah.
The place when I go out to dinner.
Look at them. Does that light up?
Yes, it does.
It does, really. Wow. This is great. You know, I could spend a year in here doing the video.
Everything is too big.
It's beautiful.
Right, there's a nice tapestry on the road. Like the tapestry.
Oh, yeah. I see it. I'm just going to take a... Oh, there's the phone.
And there's a dining room, too.
Yeah, I see it. Beautiful. I'm in it now. Beautiful kitchen.
My daughter Sherry's the decorator of this kitchen.
Beautiful.
She's the interior decorator. Hello?
Steve, I'm looking at a badge that says USA Boxing, and it's very colorful. It has the American flag. Tell me a little bit about this.
Well, Frank, that was held at Lake Placid with coaches and the boxing and collegiate coaches, and I passed through the appointment as an elite coach. Elite, that's the way I'm
Elite coach, wow. Ah, it's beautiful. Love the way they wrap the flag like that.
Yeah, they do a good job.
When did you receive this, approximately?
I don't remember the date. It may be on there.
Oh, is this the card? March 31st, 1975.
That far back?
That far back. USA
I thought it was
Boxing.
sooner than that.
Wow.
We had a...
Oh, and then there's, no, I'm sorry, and then that was your original membership. Then it's USA Boxing, June 97.
Yeah, that's more like it.
Yeah, okay, but it's been all that time that you've been a member.
Yeah, it's a very outstanding amateur group.
Great, thank you. Steve, this is a great shot of the interior of, it's the Columbus Club?
Yeah, that's the magnificent Columbus Club in New York City, where many events take place, particularly events involving people with Italian lineage and background.
And here, who are you standing next to here?
Well, that's Mark Whelan, 5-time Golden Glove champion and welterweight champion of the world. He was one of the honored guests on that occasion.
And you're sitting next to, who's this?
That's Doug DeWitt, former middleweight champion of the world from Yonkers, New York.
Gee.
Westchester had only 2 champions, Jack Bernstein and Doug DeWitt, both were from Yonkers.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Here's a familiar face. Who is this? This is,
That's Ron Silver, the well-known actor, whose son wrote the thesis on boxing and graduated from Princeton University.
that must have been a great affair.
Well, that was quite an affair.
This is a photo of you with the 2 champions.
Yes.
Now, as we saw, you've been writing for so many years, and here is a book signing with the former editor of the Martinelli publications, Louise Montclair. And you're signing here, and this was a launch of a book signing of Champions Boxing Guide
Right.
book.
That was at the Borders Bookshop in White Plains.
Oh. And you're talking with a customer here?
I assume she is, yes.
And here's a photo of you and Roberto Duran and another individual.
I don't know who he is, coach.
Now here's a photo of your wife with Maurice Kid Sharkey Sposato.
Yes, he's greeting her as he entered the bookshop.
Oh.
The Border Bookshop in White Plains.
Oh, for the book signing, and he was...
He was assistant coach for many years, and he managed a couple of champions, coached many fighters, and he was the winner of the Purple Heart.
Oh, is that right? Okay, here's Rocky Marciano taking it on the chin from a young man whose name is...
Mark Malanaphy.
Mark?
Mark, M-A-L-A-N-A-P-H-Y.
I see. And he was one of your younger students.
Yeah, his dad was a coach in the program.
That's a great shot.
Yeah.
Now, Steve, we've been talking about all these different events, and another event is the annual golf tournament
Yes.
that you've been involved in.
This year's tournament took place at Valley Park Casino in Atlantic City.
Wow.
A golf tournament. The new president of the AFB, Paul Degalanti, chairs that every year. So it was quite a momentous
Right.
occasion. We had a previous one at the Trump International in Fireport, cheering my face.
So, Steve, I'm looking at a photo of 4 kids on a rock, and you're telling me that this kid shielding his face is you.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that.
That was at the water's edge. Our home is located about a Jack Nicklaus 9-iron shot to the water's edge of this very rough beach. At low tide, the rock would be exposed, and we kids used to stand on that rock.
Ah, that's a great shot. I see a trawler over here, looks like. Some sailboats. Fabulous. And that's in the, is that the off Staten Island then?
It's Staten Island, the very beginning of the longest avenue on Staten Island, on Highland Boulevard. We started there. My house was number 9 in Preston, the home of Mrs. Alice Hawke.
And
today a museum.
I see. And now this is I'm looking at a block. Is he an accordion player or?
Yes, that type of musician used to play on the ferry during the 25 minutes it took to traverse New York Bay to Manhattan.
Really?
It was quite exciting because at the time there were no barriers and you could actually walk around the entire circumference of the ferry for at least 25 minutes. I remember doing it and losing some of my hats. I got to the front of the ferry.
This is St. Mary's Church
Yes.
that had an adjacent school.
Yeah, it's a 150-year-old church.
Wow.
It's sort of a...
You were baptized in this church and you
Yes.
went to school next door.
Right across the street.
Across the street.
In fact, I have a picture of the church. That was the school somewhere. It remains almost unchanged. They had a classroom, but they still had auditorium identical.
And that's in Staten Island.
Haven't changed the auditorium or anything about the school. Of course, they painted it, except
Right.
for that in a classroom. A wonderful school. The teachers were Sisters of Charity. One of those oblong.
Oh, I see. Were they strict?
To say the least. And they had the report card, which was a large piece of cardboard. It had such things as marks for neatness,
Really?
literature,
Oh, really?
catechism.
Oh.
They were more concerned with those things, it seems. And at the bottom was math. They called it arithmetic then.
Right.
Geography, English. Those other things seem to take priority.
Yeah, right. I guess that accounts for why so many people are so well behaved and have great penmanship who are in their 70s and 80s.
The nun that was principal of the school, I think her name was Sister Salome, she had the build of a guy who should play Ed for Notre Dame. And what the punishment they meted out was with a large ruler. You had to open the palm of your hand and extend
Oh,
it.
I see.
And she'd throw a right cross at that arm,
Ooh.
that hand.
Ooh.
But I guess we got a lot out of it.
Yeah.
And the amount of slaps she gave you with the ruler depended on the infraction.
Sort of like penance, but only with a ruler, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Frank?
Thank you.
And like this.
This young boy was one of your students,
Yeah, they were students.
and
Why?
you just told me his name was
Jack Dempsey.
Jack Dempsey,
Mhm.
and you took him to meet the Jack Dempsey.
And in fact, there's a photograph in the library showing the two Dempseys.
Is that right? That's fine.
That's another picture. You will see this kid, stylistically, he was like Dempsey.
Some other.
Here's missing a bill right in between.
Wow, that's Dempsey right there.
Yeah.
Steve, we're looking at who's this man?
Well, that's Greg Page, the former heavyweight champion of the world, who sustained a serious injury when he made a comeback at 42 years of age, fighting for the Kentucky heavyweight championship, Erlanger, Kentucky. And what we're saying is that there's a typical situation where the man should not have been allowed to fight. He's been on for a long time, he's out of shape, he was overweight. They permitted him to go into a match which was almost fatal.
Oh.
As he sustained a paralysis on his left side due to the incompetence of the existing commission at that time. When a fellow sustains a head injury, it's mandatory that he be taken to a hospital as soon as possible to relieve the pressure of the ring. Not so, he was allowed to lie in the ring, and altogether it took 3 hours before he actually got
3 hours.
Yeah.
All the damage may have been done during that time. Yeah.
It was saving the fighter.
Oh.
He sits in a wheelchair today. He's a very valiant man. In fact, he's going to be a boxing rummer on December 3rd.
Oh, he will be.
And his wife drove 13 hours from Kentucky to have him with the previous affair.
Okay, this is Mrs. Austin's house right across from where yours.
It's a museum.
It's a museum?
Landmark, yes.
It was the first house in that area?
Yes, number 2 Highland Boulevard.
And yours was the
9.
second.
Right across the street.
Beautiful.
There's some girls that used to...
This is a photo of a few girls who were a few girls and guys at the house.
Yeah. I think this you photographed, did you? from the Jewish exponent.
What are they playing? They're playing,
Tennis. Or squash.
this is a squash, it looks like.
Whatever they play like. Whatever they play like.
This is a, has a greenish tint, this photo, but
Yeah.
there's your mother and father, you in the middle in the front with your two sisters.
Right. They're the ones that so strenuously objected to boxing.
Great photo.
Yeah, that is a great photo.
So last June there was a golf tournament at in Atlantic City.
Correct. At Valley Park Casino.
Valley Park Casino. And here's a photo of you with several other people, including Rick Cerrone.
Rick Cerrone, the New York Yankee pitcher.
Which one is Rick?
Rick is the one with the flowered shirt.
Right. Great. There's a shot of Rick Cerrone with Donna.
Yeah.
Shot at that same golf tournament.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is Bobby Ches, 5-time world champion on the left.
And that, who's this? I can't see. Yeah. Let me take a look at it.
Okay, there's Vito Antofermo, Bobby Ches, Steve, and Dave Tiberi.
Yeah.
Great shot.
It is a great shot.
So here's a photo from a recent trip to Italy of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And here's yourself and your granddaughter Loretta.
We got
the Benz when you were in front of the Tower of Pisa.
And this is out
All right, this is you outside the Colosseum
in Rome, yeah.
in Rome. Well, that's a huge place, right?
Oh, 365,000.
Wow.
This is Loretta. Yeah, this is Donald.
Loretta, the archivist.
Yeah, the AIB archivist.
AIB archivist. Oh, that's a good shot of Donna.
Yeah.
This is a photo of Congressman Dick Ottinger awarding a plaque to Matt Feinberg for winning an amateur boxing fight. And you're standing next to them.
We're coming down. This is a picture.
Steve, I'm looking at a newspaper article from September 25th, 1963. Tell me a little bit about this.
Well, my wife won the Freedoms Award. They have teachers from every state in the country. And the subject was they built an exact replica of the Freedoms Foundation. And the medal is over there on her desk. It was very wonderful to get out. I went down as a chaperone. We visited Valley Forge, the White House, the Fort McKinley, where Francis Scott Key wrote the Star Spangled Banner. It was very greeted by Governor McKeldin, stayed at that time. It was quite an outstanding. We went to Philadelphia, so it's the first congressional site, and it was quite outstanding. And I was quite proud of what was achieved, the Freedoms Award. Quite an accomplishment.
That's the medal. Bronze medal with the flag.
Government gives an American.
The highest award the Italian
Government gives an American.
Wow.
That's a nice
And here is a photo with Bush from this year of your son, Steve,
During the presentation,
who is President Emeritus, is it? Emeritus of the organization.
And I was so digressed from boxing. You know, she was so far removed from the house she had, that was, right?
She was very fashionable.
She was. She did that to herself. She would
Really?
play the harp. She never worked. They never worked in those days. This is my home.
Right.
Whatever. You got that, didn't you?
Yes, I think I did get this.
This is the first fighter I ever managed to score a knockout at Madison Square Garden. There were 16,000 people. Because what happened is that, what happened, Frank, is they were fighting on Gillette Cavalcade of Sports. And there were 16,000 people gathered to watch the fight between Tippy Larkin and Ali Stokes. In the semifinal, Aaron Perry of Washington was boxing Joey Manfro of the Bronx, a very tough kid. And Manfro was down, Perry was down, Manfro was down, and finally Perry stopped Manfro. So from the 20 minutes of 10, a little more than that, to the main event, they needed to fill it. So LaSalle, the young preliminary fighter, got into the emergency battles, they called it. And there were 16,000 people packed jammed into the old Madison Square Garden at 50th Street. And there's a picture of Benny knocking him out in the
Wow.
fourth round.
Huh.
Arthur Dunham was the referee.
Great photo. Steve, we've been looking at photos of many of the young boxers that you've trained, and is there another one who stands out in your mind?
Well, there's many that stand out, Frank, but this particular fellow, a great admiration because he had to overcome that very adverse conditions. He went to college and became an attorney, then assistant district attorney in the Bronx, assistant DA, and he's now a promoter of boxing, a very outstanding one.
What were the adverse conditions that he overcame?
Well, he didn't come from an area that was conducive to being a lawyer or anything of that sort. But he did win the New York Golden Gloves overclass and defeated a guy who later became a 10-round professional, Larry Barnes.
Wow.
For the Golden Glove title. I'm very proud of Joe and everything he does. Here's a picture of the team I managed.
Steve, this is regarding the U.S. Olympics?
Yeah, but we used the Little League softball games, everything.
Wow.
Raised over the Olympics. There's a booster sheet. Here it is, Los Angeles Dodger rookies and Westchester County All-Stars at Memorial Field. We put that on.
Oh.
Made a few bucks with that. We used baseballs to Dodger rookies rally to top the stars. That's got to be fixed.
This is all to raise money for the. Can you show me the beginning of that book too?
Yeah, sure. There it is right there, the county committee. And the people, Ed McCann was the county executive. I was the chairman. All the people around us. They'd love to see their names in print.
Yeah.
But that's how you get. Put it there. You want to take that picture?
Wow, that's great.
And it's about fund drive underway in the county. It goes further back.
And that's Crabari said that in.
Yeah, Crabari is a good friend of mine. Crabari says.
A helping hand for the Olympics.
Yeah.
You did great work, Steve.
Well, it's all for nothing, all time consuming.
Right.
I haven't regretted it, Frank. I wanted to. Oh, Frank, you know, I wanted to ask me the thing here about what did I get out of it? You remember that?
Right.
I didn't answer that quite right. I want to answer that right, Frank.
Okay.
That it goes like this. You say to me, Steve, what do you? Was the question? He asked me right over here.
You've had a lifetime of serving people.
That's right. Don't voluntarily, sorry.
Yeah,
Giving hours and hours of your time.
right. So, Steve, you've spent your lifetime serving people, everything from boxing to crime prevention to Little League and the Olympics and all kinds of sporting involvement
I think, Frank.
and many other charitable events. Why?
Well, Frank, I think that I have been amply rewarded by meeting some wonderful people in sports. There's a tourism to sports, Frank. You have to do it. You can't. There's no subterfuge or any
Right,
motivation. You have to. You have to hit that ball.
right.
You have to knock the guy out. Get the puck through the net, sink the basket, and make the touchdown. It's a different world, Frank. You know, and that's my great admiration for sports. I know you can't bluff it. You've got to do it.
So you have to give it your all and actually accomplish it.
Exactly. You can't over lame excuses because no one's going to buy it. They say you kicked that ball, you should have caught it. You know.
So you've helped many, many people
Well, I tell you, the pleasure I
excel and get to a point where they could actually accomplish something.
Yeah, when you see someone, a young man that's come to the gym to box, and you see him achieve something, you see that you were able to impart knowledge that he can utilize to his best advantage. It gives you a great feeling, a great high, a high, which you don't get if you were paid, for instance. You're paid, well, I do this because I get so much money a month or a year or whatever. But this is a different thing. This is what you do for human beings, what you do for other people, youth, adults, whatever, you know. So that in itself is a great satisfaction. I think that someone asked me why I feel so strongly about good things in life. I guess because I was born in New York City, the greatest city in the world, in the United States, the greatest country in the world. That's quite a privilege, quite an honor, Frank.
Sure is. There's an expression, to whom much is given, much is expected. So, to some extent, you felt that you were bestowed all these wonderful blessings and you needed to share them with other people.
Well, that's true, and I've had a long life and a great opportunity to do these things, to see things happen, to see a team win the championship, Little League Baseball, the United States Olympics, very gratifying, the Boys Towns of Italy, which you're aware of, and any other things that we were able to do. I think people should be part of their community, should be an integral part of the community that is doing something for other people. Not just selfishly living in a house and seeing. There was an article, a story on 60 Minutes the other night about the people that can't get a big enough house, 7 bathrooms, and I mean it's an egotism. It's a type of, I don't know. I think it's an egotism. You can't live in that size.
Right.
What can you do in that size place with a dog and no children?
Right.
You know.
Some of those people should look to volunteerism and helping out in their community then.
I think Andy Rooney is one of my favorite people. He was talking last night about the lotto. I don't think any community should have to survive on gambling. I think they should run things right and not cut the fat and not
Right.
People pay enough for everything, you know.
Good. Thanks a lot for allowing me to visit with you, Steve.
That's my profound pleasure. I hope that I've been helpful to you.
Thanks.
The CD. High School Sports of the Week. High School Sports of the Week. Coca-Cola, there it is. Coca-Cola. I'll take this piece of manure out.
Did you see it do that? Let's see it. Although this particular club is under the guidance of Acunto, it was founded by a student. Since I was young, I've always been interested in boxing, and we decided, a group of us here, that we'd all like to try it out. And we went out as individuals and raised money through funds in various ways. Every Saturday, these guys can be found putting their bodies under a rigor of exercises, and sometimes as much as 3 times a week, depending on when a match occurs. But they are finding out that under the right guidance, boxing can be both successful and fun. I work at a restaurant and we go crazy at the restaurant, and I know that it helps you hustle in the things that you have to do. You don't find yourself dragging all the time.
He's great. He shows us everything. He's really cautious with us too. He doesn't let us go in there and fight if he doesn't think we're ready.
Acunto also instructs a class at Westchester Community College in White Plains, New York, which is the only course in the country where a student can earn college credit in the sport of pugilism.
It's my fondest ambition to see boxing included as part of the athletic curriculum of high schools and colleges. I feel it should be under the right supervision, of course.
Now, what did you tell me about boxing earlier?
She loved the sport. It takes some fine athletes. Did you see what great shape they're in?
Oh, sure. Oh,
If I heard
my
wrong.
stomach. What's that?
Yes.
Right there.
Watching those guys made me exhausted.
Thanks, AJ.
There we are. That's what we're looking for.
They can teach you lifelong lessons. Here's Mary Beth Duffy.
Stand up, Bob. Bob, keep it up there. Put your head down. That's the second.
And here I can figure out everything. And it's a good start, a good energy for me. And there's nowhere else in Westchester really at the deals with amateurs as good as this class here.
17-year-old Roberto Rodriguez has been in and out of trouble with the law most of his teenage years. A gun charge early on started his problems, but today he's fighting to put his past behind.
Calm down, put your hands up. You have more experience than you do, so learn to
It taught me what I always wanted to know. It taught me self-discipline, kept me in shape.
See, Frank, that's a self-edge.
And generally, it's been really good to the kids in the class.
I feel that somebody has to try to give them something that would give them a different perspective on life. I feel that boxing is such a discipline program that it affords them the opportunity to do something which is good for their present and future lives.
As a young man, Steve Acunto fought some 35 exhibitions, and along the way rubbed elbows with some of the greatest boxers of all time. Rocky Marciano was a good friend, as is Muhammad Ali. Today, at the age of 69, Acunto's fighting days are over, but he continues his battle to change the image of boxing.
In my own experience over all the years of coaching, I've seen what good it can do. And it's altogether a different perspective from where I stand, having handled this in schools and colleges. And make no mistake about it, Mary, boxing is needed by the rich as well as it's always identified with underprivileged and dropouts and some hooligans and criminals. But the sport's for everyone.
I was learning the whole boxing thing. It gives me a lot more confidence. For example, like if I'm working in a parking lot alone and I know how to throw a left hook, just in case. So it gives me that extra edge, a little bit of confidence, but I don't think I really need to get in the ring.
Recently, Stephen introduced boxing to the students of Hale High School in New York. The newly founded school is located on the campus of Manhattanville College, and the student body is mostly Japanese.
One student wants to make a boxing school here. Therefore, I was looking for the boxing coach, and I asked to the Westchester Recreation Center, and they introduced him to me.
It's an excellent program. I think everybody, who is interested in the program should, try the program and, try the best, and not be scared.
Nothing right?
Oh, more legs. 2 left and right. All right. I'm here at Steve Acunto's boxing program. I'm very much an amateur, so don't laugh. But I'm getting some help from a guy who's been with Steve Acunto for 6 months. His name is Tony Parisi. And physical conditioning is a big part of this program. Talk a little bit about how much you do, Tony.
Yes, it is. In addition to sparring in the gym, Mr. Acunto has us doing many different things. We're running, most of us are running on a daily basis between 2 and 3 miles a day. We're doing push-ups, sit-ups, calisthenics, aerobics, a lot of rope work, in addition to a lot of sparring, and mainly conditioning the 2 areas of the body that's most forceful to do, that's the abdomen and the neck.
It's a lot harder physically, and it's also a lot more gratifying when you're out of the ring and you could have gotten beat up or beat someone up. But it's a lot different from all of this sports I've played.
Steve Acunto came from a family where discipline was the rule, not the exception. He feels that our youth today lack discipline, and he believes knowledgeable and caring coaches are invaluable to young athletes.
The coach has to set a good example, and he has to be confident because he knows the subject, knowing what to do, and having the desire, the will, to want to do something good for those kids. Their instinct is such that they will quickly return around. Believe me, you can't bluff the kids.
He commands respect, really, because you can't really have a smooth boxing program without discipline and respect. There's not boxing, it's just sitting there punching.
Now he's out.
He definitely has my respect, and I'm sure the respect of everybody down
Everybody wants to feel someone cares about them. Someone loves them. Someone really is interested in them as a human being.
Mary Beth, it looks like he makes a great impression on the students.
Well, he's had this course now for 12 years, Lisa, and I'll tell you, he really gets a lot out of those students.
You know, I was just down in Atlantic City for the Evander Holyfield George Foreman press conference in advance of the big bout, and since Steve Acunto's a boxing person, who does he think's going to win?
Well, Lisa, he's 69 years old, in great shape, but he can really, hit that heavy bag still. So he says, don't underestimate George Foreman at 42 years old. He's got a devastating punch, and he said if he can slide one in there, Evander Holyfield might be in trouble.
Now, Foreman looks very good. He's lean and mean. He's lost some weight, so I'm worried about him in this bout. He says it's going to be like a total eclipse. It's going to be like Haley's Comet. You're never going to see it again. He's going to be the heavyweight champion of the world.
Well, I'll be watching.
We'll find out on Friday. All right, thanks, Mary Beth. We'll be back with more on Coca-Cola High School Sports Week right after this.
Okay, it's the AIB Founders Award given at Mickey Mouse Restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who else is in there?
And that's Boom Boom Mancini and Donna.
Donna, yeah.
Your daughter Donna.
People on top of Ray. There's Jose Torres, former light heavyweight champion. He was in that.
Hmm. Wow. Looks like some affair.
Oh, it's quite an affair. I did him at Mickey Mouse, then he began to charge shorts. I told him. Son's up there. See Rocky Marciano's brother there, my.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
It's Brother Lou.
Yeah.
And then this is that was the 2001 Founder Award.
Yeah, this is 2002.
2002. That's Michael Spinks.
That's Michael Spinks, the guy that beat Holmes.
Right.
And this is the nice picture shot here of Spinks and all. But Michael Spinks was very funny. I got up there, he said, I was glad to stop Holmes from passing Rocky's record, he said. He said, I liked Rocky. He said, for one day it felt good to be Italian. He's a great guy, great fighter.
Funny.
We honored
Michael
him there.
Spinks.
We honored him in one of the years over there in this. Michael. It's very credible.
Right.
The next picture down.
This should be inserted where Stephanie says, and there's his son. So here's a nice close-up of.
Exactly. And down below are the pictures of my wife, Louise Montclair. She came
Of
down.
Martinelli Publications.
Yeah, straight woman. Then the next picture down is Lou Marciano, Donna, and Arthur McCarthy Jr., world famous referee.
Mm.
And then there's Bobby Ches that we honored.
Great. There's Bobby Ches and you with Rocky Marciano's stamp in the background.
Yeah. I know. This is Willie Pep here with Billy Seuss, the former middleweight champion, the only collegian to win a world title. He went to Penn State. There's Pep and there's thousands of things, thousands of things around here.